So what did I learn today? This 348 Winchester, with the right loads, is an honest to God 2 MOA open sight shooter. I don't know what it would do with the scope. It's a Winchester, they're not supposed to be that accurate. This gun is very accurate. I'm finding 200 grain bullets to be outstanding, both on targets, especially if you get the Swift in there. Even the Hornady is a very, very good bullet. And because it doesn't have the freight train, it's a medium bore really, it doesn't have the freight train effect of the big diameter, I think you're better off having a little velocity. So I'm going with a 200 or a 220 grain bullet. I think I'm going to stick with 200 grainers at 2,500 feet per second. And when you put into the mix that Hornady flex point, this is a genuine 300-yard caribou gun. And yet, put in the Swifts, and you're suddenly moose and even probably bison ready. So very great all-around rifle, right up to 300 yards, and it's fun to carry. It's a beautiful piece of equipment. Balances like crazy. This Marlin is a freight train. I think with the Marlin you're better off with 400 grain bullets, 405 grain bullets. Even with those 405 grain bullets you get an explosive effect. And I hate to say it, but it's hard to beat the old Remingtons. Now the Remington will split, and you can lose this copper. You can easily see I could take that out of there. But this piece of lead weighs 350 grains. They penetrate well. I've had them go on quartering shots on caribou. I've had them go through 3 feet of animal, and it almost is like a discarding sabot or sabot, where that comes running off. That's a tremendous, but nothing expands like that. Here you can see the 405 grain Woodleigh. The 405 grain Woodleigh is a bonded bullet. I would say that weighs less. It did penetrate further, but it doesn't create those amazing wound channels. So, you know, these are cheap. They're more than cheap. I like these Remington bullets. They expand well even at 150 yards, as seen here in the caribou. This went through about 3 feet of caribou. And although the jackets will separate, that core is 350 grains, and that core stays together. So they do work like a sabot. Interesting bullet. 45 caliber, that's what a 405 grain chunk of lead looks like when it comes out of something. This is the 405, what a 300 grain Hornady looks like when it comes out of something. And that's the 348, that's what the Woodleigh looks like when it comes out of something. So you can see there's no replacement for displacement.